Well, like a prize fight has multiple different rounds, so does the Frontier Conference basketball season. 18 games. We are 6th through. We are a third of the way through. Jason Walker, DJ Bauer, and DJ, this is set up to be a classic. 2 top 16 teams in the country tonight here in Helena.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, it's getting national attention with the Carroll Fighting Saints and the Providence Argos, 2 of the best teams in the nation, and I'm really looking forward to what they have to put out on this court tonight. I got to see these Carroll Saints on Thursday down in Dillon when they took on the Western Bulldogs, and I'll tell you, there's a reason why they have reached such consistent heights under the leadership of Rachel Sayers, and Jamie Pickens, a big reason for that. Preseason Conference Player of the Year, making a good case for Player of the Year, 32 against Western on Thursday night, so we'll see what she has in store tonight.
Yeah, career high for her. She's averaging a double-double in Frontier Conference play and throughout the course of the season. Providence is going to counter with Bill Himmelberg for Ashley Maldonado. Remember the name? Emily played a few years ago. Ashley, the grad transfers, lighten it up too.
Oh yeah, and she might be even better. And it's really an interesting contrast of styles because Carroll loves to do their work on the interior with Pickens. Makes sense with that big body and big height. Meanwhile, more kind of the typical guard role for Maldonado. And she loves to light it up from 3. They're a team that takes a lot of threes. So kind of contrast of styles. We'll see how that results at the end of the game, who comes out on top.
Carroll won this battle earlier in the conference season as they opened it up, a 2-point win in Great Falls. What happens today in Helena? We'll find out when we come back. A battle of number 6 Carroll, number 16 Providence, right here on SWX. Our national anthem by the Carroll College Pep Band. To get us started on a Saturday, Jason Walker alongside DJ Bauer. And when you talk about these two teams, DJ, over the last decade, both consistently in the top 25, both consistent making the national tournament, and both have a lot of history against each other. Bill Himmelberg in his 14th year with Providence, Carroll College, 13th year for Rochelle Sayers. These two teams, there's no secrets.
No, not at all. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how these teams' contrasting styles go against each other. You see the starters on the screen there. We mentioned it in the open. Ashley Maldonado for the Argos. She's a scoring threat anywhere, but really likes to do her work on the perimeter. And, of course, as we mentioned, Jamie Pickens on that Carroll lineup, really the interior threat of the conference.
Yeah, and Maddie Garrett's in her 6th season for Carroll is played so well. And you take a look at the starters being introduced now, but this is going to be a fantastic battle. Carroll comes in 6-0. Providence ranks 2nd in the Frontier at 4-2. It's a 2-game lead, but essentially, DJ, it's a 3-game lead because Carroll, it would become a 4-game lead if they win today. They would own the season series despite whatever happens in February in the 3rd matchup. But this is a big game. Providence needs this one coming off a loss to Rocky on Thursday night.
Yeah, exactly. That kind of broke up a 4-game winning streak that the Argos had going for them. The last loss, of course, was that home loss to Carroll back on January 6th. So as you mentioned, Jason, would be a really big one if they're able to come into the PE Center and upset the 6th-ranked team in the nation.
Kendall Keller is averaging double figures, and she is one of 4 in double figures on the season for Carroll College. Will Albrecht, Maddie Garretts, and then, of course, Pickens. Providence has 3 that average in double figures. And let's not forget, we talk a lot about Ashley Maldonado, but they have some size too in new girl Kiana Salavea, 6'2" freshman from Vancouver, Washington. Bill Himmelberg loves that Washington area, as does Rochelle Sayers for recruiting. But Salavea is having herself a fantastic season as well.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing that battle on the interior that we're going to see between Salavea and Pickens. Pickens absolutely dominant on Thursday against Western. There was nothing they could do to stop her. 32 points, a career high. Will having a little more height for Providence with Salavea, someone who also shoots over 50% from the floor because of her height. Will that be able to kind of put a lid on things? We'll have our answer soon enough.
Jamie Pickens has 13 double-doubles on the season. They've played 18 games. I mean, that's pretty impressive. And, of course, she started off 3 championships at Helena High, went over to the University of Montana for a year, and was, Big Sky Freshman of the Year, but then coming back home to Helena, and she has just dominated the Frontier like no other.
Oh, yeah. And that certainly helps, I think, having that year at U of M. You get a little bit of that D1 experience, and you bring it down to the NAIA level, and it just becomes so tough to stop.
Well, you could argue that the Saint women are the Lady Grizz reincarnated. Will Albrecht, the former Lady Grizz player. Kendall Keller played for the Lady Grizz for a couple years, and then Pickens as well. And it'll be Pickens to tip it off against Salavea. Senior against freshman, and the Argos win the tip. And it'll be Ashley Maldonado, the grad student, one of just 2 older players on this roster for Bill Himmelberg for the 2nd year in a row. Tons of freshmen, loaded up with freshmen and sophomore this year, ranked 16th in the country as Maldonado double-teamed on the baseline and bounces it off of Pickens' foot. It'll stay with Providence. First possession of this ball game. And Maldonado will inbound it. She is out there with Monique Carter, Maddie Dixon, Salavea, and also Kobe Pimperton. And that is Salavea going right to work against Pickens. A lot of contact, no call. And Albrecht with the rebound. She'll get it out to Ekstrom. Ekstrom, who just came back from knee surgery, her 2nd in her career. Had that surgery last February 23rd, but got back into the starting lineup in January, and she has been absolute animal out there for the Saints and Rochelle Sayers. That is Albrecht on the near wing. She'll go to Pickens in the high post. She'll fire with 7 on the shot clock. Off the right side of the iron, and Pimperton with the rebound. So the best players on each team have touched the ball so far.
Yeah.
There's Maddie Dixon, had such a great freshman year for the Argos a year ago. Now Maldonado takes it right at Ekstrom, and I think Ekstrom got a piece of that. And Ekstrom comes away with it, pushes it up the floor. We're a minute gone by, no score here in Helena. Go inside to Garrett's. Double team comes. She's looking for help on the baseline. Still looking for help. Errant pass. Keller's going to track it down with Albrecht, who's bumped into. Rochelle Sayers is not going to like that. Monique Carter bumped into Albrecht, kind of little help across the timeline.
It's a tough spot to be in there, knowing that turnover's coming if you're not able to get your footing. So I can understand the reason to be upset.
Good look at Rochelle Sayers in her 13th year, 254 wins, patrolling the sidelines for Carroll. Maldonado to Carter now. Carter, freshman from Puyallup, Washington. There's Dixon, also from Washington. She'll drive down to the right block against Garrett's. Nice move, missed it short, and Pickens, there's rebound number 1. The double-double tracker is officially started.
It's begun. Will she get points here?
Keller, state champ at Havre, fires from inside the paint, about 12-footer. And if Kendall Keller is hitting, DJ, that's very good omen for the Saints.
It's a good start for the Saints after both teams kind of struggled on their initial possessions. It is becoming a battle for the interior right now. Everyone's trying to get it inside.
That's what both of these teams like, as Maldonado drives, blocked by Ekstrom, but then Salavea with the offensive rebound and the putback and ties it up at 2. Took a couple of minutes for the teams to settle in, but now we're playing Frontier Conference hoops as Albrecht, the drive, somehow shifted DJ from her left hand to her right hand and got it to fall.
Impressive. And I mean, it just goes to the high level of quality shots that all of these girls take. It's not just Pickens doing it.
Dixon steps into a 3, no good. Pickens with the rebound. She'll outlet it off to Ekstrom. Ekstrom free throw line, gets it into the right block. Garrett's working on Dixon. And the refs are letting them play down low. There's been a lot of contact on both sides of the floor, and I like that they're going to get to play. As long as it stays that way into the fourth quarter. Salavea picks up her dribble. Nice handoff to Maldonado, who in the paint, little floater, puts it up and in, ties it up for the second time.
That's just well-designed play calling and execution there on all fronts. Classic Providence Argos kind of thing.
Maldonado has started all 19 games for the 16th-ranked Argos, averaging 17.5 points. High post, that is Garrett's. Goes from the right to the left elbow. Now dumps it off to Pickens. Pickens waits for the traffic to come. Little Dirk Nowitzki fadeaway, misses everything, and Maddie Dixon with the rebound. Monique Carter brings it into the front court, and Salavea just trucked Pickens, and that's an offensive foul.
We talked about it in the pregame, and we're already seeing it. This is going to be a battle between Salavea and Pickens on who can get the edge inside. And we saw it on that last possession prior to that. Salavea stood up to the challenge, force an errant shot from Pickens, but commits the foul there.
Coming up on 6:15 to go here in the opening quarter. 4-4 our score. Carroll won the first matchup of these two teams up in Great Falls by a bucket. Now Garrett surveys, and Salavea kind of holding on to Pickens. Pickens falling down, couldn't control the pass. Now Salavea has it. She'll fire a deep 3. It's off the mark, and Garrett's with the rebound. And when you can have Pickens and Garrett's out there together, DJ, that is an absolute force on the interior.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and for Salavea, that was only her 30th attempted 3 of the year. Not a spot she usually shoots from.
That is a spot for Addie Ekstrom. Missed it a little bit short. Maldonado with the rebound. Ashley Maldonado's sister Emily, an All-America, so good in an Argo uniform for Bill Himmelberg. And now she's an assistant coach. Dixon for the first lead for Argos, and there it is, 6-4. Good offensive series there for Providence as Keller, right wing. Onto the block for Garrett. Works on Salavea. She'll fire from 12 and knock it down and ties it up. Third tie already between the top two teams in the Frontier. Now Carter, high off the glass. That was a pretty shot, and Providence back up by a deuce.
Offense is starting to get into their rhythm after neither team could score on those first couple possessions.
Now Albrecht, baseline, the drive on Salavea, hits the bottom of the backboard and rebound. Salavea gets it up ahead to her point guard Maldonado. Takes it against Keller, missed it. Foul's going to be called, and Kendall Keller will get whistled for her first. And the first team foul for the Argos. And it takes us to our first break. Providence leads Carroll. Battle of top 16 teams in the Frontier. It's early in Helen on SWX. 7-6, Providence leads. 4:37 to play here in the first quarter. And DJ, we've seen a little bit of everything from both these teams. Very good defense, which you would expect from these two coaches, and the offense is starting to get going a little bit.
Yeah, and as we saw in those first couple possessions, teams just trying to get their footing, figure out how they want to attack this game, and we haven't seen too many shots from the outside yet. It's been, as we mentioned, a battle for the interior, and Pickens and Salavea, obviously the two key contributors to it, but you forget players like Maddie Dixon and players like Maddie Garrett who can get in there and get those ugly buckets too. So I think we're going to see more of that as this game continues to develop.
Carroll's won 6 in a row in this series, dating back to 2015, 21-9 overall, and Carroll with a 7-3 advantage, including that 63-59 win on January 6th up in Providence, as Maldonado will shoot 2 free throws. The first one is off the mark. She'll get a second. Maldonado on the season, 83% free throw shooter. Second one on the way is good. So Providence with its largest lead of 3. 9-6. Izzy Erickson into the Carroll lineup for the first time. Great player from Billings Central. Lost the state championship to Kendall Keller's Haver Blue Ponies. Keller had graduated by then, but double overtime up in Great Falls. It was great. Pickens. Little jump hook in the middle, a little short. Good defense by Dixon, who lost it, got it back. Maldonado up to Carter in transition. Carter wide open to the layup. Nobody stopped her, and it's 11-6. Argos with a 5-point lead.
Argos just playing fast and physical.
4 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Saints down 11-6 with the ball. Keller, 8-footer in the paint, got it. That was a good hoop, much needed hoop there for the Carroll Saints.
That's what makes them so good, is that they're so hard to keep down. Providence had all momentum rolling. Bucket like that makes it back to a 1-score game.
Carter, top of the key. Left side now, Maldonado. She'll look to penetrate on Keller. Gets around Keller to the rack, up and in. Well, Carroll's going to have to do a better job containing Maldonado. 13-8 our score. Keller, left side, Albrecht. Inside to Pickens, working on Dixon. Pickens skips it across out to the wing for Keller. She'll penetrate, leave it back out. Erica Nessen. 8 on the shot clock as Keller has it. Gets a screen from Erickson. Step back 3 on the way, in and out. Offensive rebound, Izzy Erickson. And we're going to get a held ball. Good hustle by Colby Pemberton reaching in. It'll stay with Carroll as Ava Oakland checks in, a 5'11 sophomore from Boise, Idaho.
Maybe a bit of surprise for this home crowd that so far Providence has just been out physicaling them.
Also checking back in is Addie Ekstrom, and Keller's going to get a breather. Keller, 4 points to lead the Saints. Now nobody on the floor has scored for Carroll in this game. Ekstrom. Shovel pass off to Nessen. Now Ekstrom back to Nessen in the corner. 7 on the shot clock. And that ball is kicked by Maldonado. Reset of the shot clock for Carroll as Salavea checks back in. So from 6 on the shot clock to 20 on the shot clock. That benefits Carroll on the good defense from Maldonado. The inbound way up on top near midcourt, Ekstrom. Now Nessen, 5'7" grad student from Spokane, has paid her dues in a Carroll uniform. Nice. Pickens had great position, and then Maldonado just reached in and stole it away from behind. Maldonado. Now Salavea over to the right side for Carter. 5-point Argo lead, 2:22 to go in the first. Kick out over to the left side, Talia Lee. Dribbles all the way from the left to the right and then traveled with it and turns it over. 2:17 left to play first quarter here in Helena. Good look there at the 5'11 freshman from Spokane. Mentioned both these teams, DJ, like to go into the Inland Empire and grab players.
Oh, absolutely. As you mentioned, plenty of Grizz transfers on this Carroll team, and that helps them to be one of the more physical teams, but they haven't shown it so far in this game.
Erickson. 10 on the shot clock. Drives, pump fakes, puts it up, draws the foul on Carter. That'll be the first on Carter. And it'll put Ekstrom at the free throw line as Cameron Cartwright checks in. Take another look at it on replay. Good ball fake and pump fake inside and draws the foul. So Erickson will head to the free throw line. Chance to cut into this 5-point deficit. First one is off the mark, so both teams 0 from the line so far.
Everything just seems to be a bit labored right now for Carroll. They're out of rhythm. They're out of sorts.
Second one also no good, and Salavea with the rebound. Ekstrom, 72% free throw shooter, missed it. Now Maldonado penetrates against Ekstrom, dumps it off, and now Cartwright fires from the 12-foot baseline mark, and it's a 7-point lead for the 16th ranked Argos over number 6 Carroll. 90 seconds to play in the first. Ekstrom. Now Pickens, she'll fire a 3. It's off the mark, long, and the rebound in the corner to Maldonado. Well, right now, Providence just outplaying Carroll in every facet of this ball game.
And there's another symptom of Carroll just not playing like itself. Only the 6th attempted 3 by Pickens all year. She's not a 3-point shooter.
Now Maldonado, halfway through the shot clock, steps back. 3 is good. It's a 10-point lead for the Argos here in Helena. 1 minute to play in the quarter. Nice drive, layup short by Oakland. Up ahead, Cartwright controls it, leaves it up on top, Maldonado. She'll back things out, set up the offense. 12 on the shot clock, 30 on the game clock. Maldonado, double team, gets out of it. That leaves Carter open, corner 3 off the mark. Rebound, Isabel Erickson. Shot clock shut off, 16 seconds to go in the quarter. Carroll down 18-8 here on the home floor at the PE Center. Erica Nesson, 7 to shoot. Erickson. Stolen away, Maldonado. Can she get it off? She does. It's short. But a very good first quarter for the University of Providence Argos, who lead 18-8 after 1 quarter of play in Helena. We'll come back with the second quarter after this. Well, the University of Providence from Great Falls, Montana, has been around since 1932, over 660 students. John Tester, the senator from Montana, one of the two senators, graduated in 1978, the Big Sandy native. 18-8, Providence leading Carroll. Maldonado splitting through the defense, has been a force on both ends. Now Cartwright works on Keller. Back to Maldonado, switch defense. Maldonado gets around Keller, and then it's blocked out of bounds. Good help defense coming over from Willa Albrecht. We were tied at 6, and then Providence on a 12-2 run has opened up this 10-point lead as Maddie Dixon gets it back to Maldonado. She'll be the newcomer of the year in the Frontier. There's no question about that. Will she be the player of the year? Great pass, and the layup for Eliana Ramirez.
That's what Providence has done this game, just fast, smart basketball.
And it's 20-8 UP. Albrecht, free throw line, good. Well, that was a much-needed bucket for the Saints. Now, if they can get stops on defense. Minute gone by here in the second quarter. Dixon. Now Ramirez. Working on Albrecht. Gets it to Cartwright in front of the Saints bench. 11 on the shot clock. Handoff Maldonado. Around Albrecht. And the layup is good. Ashley Maldonado with 10 of the 22. She is keeping pace with Carroll right now. Carroll has 10.
On fire is one way you might describe it.
Yes, Albrecht, 12-footer, no good. Long rebound tapped out by Garretts. That's one thing Garretts does, is keep possessions alive. As the bump, they wanted an over and back. Garretts is going to fire a three, and it's good. Maddie Garretts not afraid to step outside, cuts the lead to 9.
And this game gets decided by 3 points or fewer. Let's remember that possession.
Maldonado wants a screen from Dixon, gets it. Fakes the shot, Garrett's out on her. Now Ramirez, back to Maldonado. Saints playing man and switching everything. Good screen and roll, Salavea. The dump off to Ramirez, backdoor, good. Providence offense clicking on all gears right now. Keller against Maldonado. Now Pickens, who's scoreless thus far. Albrecht, now Garretts, who just hit a three. Inside, Pickens, up, too strong. Good defense by Dixon. Now Maldonado, quickly up ahead, Ramirez. Around Albrecht, baseline, layup, good. She has 6 in a row, and the lead is doubled again at 26-13. Albrecht. Over to Pickens. Nothing offensively working right for the Saints right now. It's Keller up on top. Garretts, lob pass down inside. Pickens, who puts it up, had the mismatch against Maldonado and put it up and in.
That's a huge sigh of relief for the Saints there, that Pickens finally no longer with that 0 in the points column.
26-15 the score, 6:40 to play here in the quarter. Dixon leaves it off for Cartwright. Try to get it back, and Garretts rips it away. Carroll's outscored Providence 7-6 here in the second, as Maldonado and Cartwright and Ekstrom hit the deck. Held ball, it'll stay with Carroll. And the physicality from Providence, DJ, is paying dividends right now.
It's been unmatched. The thing that's really shocking about this is that we talked about how much Providence likes to shoot it from long. They haven't done that. They've only shot 4 threes today, made one of them. They're doing it from the interior. They're beating Pickett's and Garrett's inside. It's a shocker to see.
Well, a lot of that is because of the quickness of the guards. Nice entry pass to Garrett's, blocked away from behind. And Carter comes away with it. One-hand pass, Dixon runs the floor. Well, she did it at both ends on that possession. And it's 28-15. Got the block and the hoop at the other.
It's just fantastic, well-designed offense by the Argos. They're being smart, they're getting the cuts to the basket, and that's how you get the easy points.
Nesson bumped by Ramirez, and that'll be a foul. Team foul number 1. Nesson will inbound next to Bill Himmelberg, the head coach in his 14th season for Providence. A couple of 200-plus game winners on the sidelines as Ekstrom fires. The free throw line no good. And Dixon with the rebound. Well, Providence also holding Carroll to one and done on the offense, and that helps the Argos in transition. As somehow Maldonado got that one off to Salavea, who puts it up and in. And it's 30-15 Providence. 16th ranked team in the country, lead number 6 on the road. Nesson, 17-footer, in and out. Dixon with another rebound. Now in transition, Ramirez walked with it. Tell you what, Saints guards have to pick up the pace here a little bit. They're a step behind.
They do. It's the battle of physicality is being won by Providence. So if you're Carroll, you have to realize that you do have other options. Yes, you want to get inside to Garrett's and Pickens, but when that's not working, like you mentioned, you got to get it to your Albrechts, you got to get it to your Nessons, create some screens and things to get some open shots.
Keller. Now Pickens, double teamed, almost throws it away. Nesson's going to track it down on the near sideline. Just Carroll out of its rhythm all game thus far as Pickens missed another one in the paint. Dixon with the rebound. Dixon gets it to Carter. Carter works on Keller. Nice no-look baseline to Talia Lee. Now Carter back to Lee on the near wing. Nice drive by Lee, but an offensive foul as Pickens takes the charge. And the turnover for the University of Providence. And a timeout on the floor. 4:38 to play, first half. Take another good look as Pickens taken the... Well, 6th-ranked Carroll went 1-2 to start the season, DJ, and since then has won 14 of its last 15, including 6 straight. Its last loss came at Indiana Tech, a 62-59 loss right before Christmas, but they're in danger right now. And I know there's a lot of time to play, 2.5 quarters, but they've got to start figuring out something to do on both ends of the basketball floor. It's
rare form for Carroll, and not in a good sense, in the fact that they have been out of rhythm in every facet of the game. On defense, there have been lapses. There have been open players getting to the basket for Providence all game long. On offense, shots that usually fall for them haven't been falling. So, crack it up to an excellent game plan and execution from the Argos.
Maddie Ekstrom's going to bring it across. The big C Halo logo at midcourt. Look to the left, pass it that way, Nesson. Back to Ekstrom. Now Nesson quickly to Keller. High post, Garrett's. Stops, fires from 10, little strong. Pickens with the offensive rebound, and then she is fouled. Colby Pimperton coming in gets called for the foul.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Little elbow jumper there from Garrett's, has a bit of separation. That's a shot that usually falls for her, and touched every part of the rim without going through. It's been that kind of day for Carroll.
Garrett's 40% from the field on the year. She has 5 to pace Carroll right now. 30-15. Inbound to Pickens. Shovels it off. Keller double team, gets it out to Ekstrom. Providence defense is just everywhere right now, and handsy. 8 on the shot clock for Nesson. Gets it to Garrett's. In the paint. Garrett's fouled. New shot clock for Carroll. And even then, Garrett's looked almost out of control and bailed out by the foul.
This is a complete inverse of the game that I saw in Dillon on Thursday. It was Carroll that was creating this incredible press at the edge. Only one attempted three the entire first half by the Bulldogs. Complete different story here. It's the Argos that are doing that.
Inbound, Garrett's bounce pass Pickens. Pickens goes to work, puts that one up and in. 30-17. Quickly Dixon, double team, puts it up, count it, and the foul. And again, Carroll's defense not getting back in time after a made basket.
You'd have to think that Rochelle Sayers is going to say something about it at halftime, that, hey, we need to get back quicker. We need to keep our eyes open. We need to have better spatial awareness on defense. This is too often that Providence players are just getting an open lane to the basket and getting an easy shot. That's the main reason, I would say, right now why they've almost doubled up the Saints.
Free throw no good. Garrett's tracks down the rebound as Cartwright hounds her. Now Ekstrom across midcourt. Gets inside Pickens. Well, you can see what Providence wants to do. As soon as Pickens touches, the double and triple team comes. Pickens again, a little jump hook. This one's short. Rebound to Maldonado. Three ball on the way is good. A wide open triple for Talia Lee. And a timeout taken by Rochelle Sayers. It is 35-17. And Talia Lee, freshman from Spokane, drilling it. And just wide open, DJ.
Needless to say, if you're a Saints fan that's been watching this team since December, this is not the result that you expected. Having that momentum, having a career night for Pickens, 32 against Western the other night, going back to your home court and getting punched in the mouth like this early on. And again, Providence, it's just Bill Himmelberg, you mentioned it. He's one of the best in the business. He's been doing it for almost 2 decades. And they came in with a game plan, which was attack Carroll at their strengths, be smart about it so you can cut around them and cut corners and things like that. And then the execution has just been brilliant. They're shooting 70% from the floor.
Yeah, it's going to put you in a lot of leads with that. 3:06 to go in the half. Albrecht, penetration, picks up her dribble, kicks it out. Garrett's comes right side. Keller looking to drive, stopped on the elbow, skips it over to Albrecht, drives, and she's fouled by Lee, and she'll head to the free throw line.
That's one of the ways that I can see Carroll getting back in this one, is if they are going to continue to go with the interior, get aggressive. Try to draw contact and see if you can get to the line. Buckets aren't always going to fall, but if you give yourself a chance at the line, you can get little points here and there to chip away at that score.
So Willa Albrecht to the free throw line. Knocks down the first one. I think this is the first made free throw by either team tonight. Albrecht on the season, an 85% free throw shooter coming in. Second one on the way is also good. 35-19, Providence, the 16th ranked team, has a 16-point lead. Maldonado, 10 points to lead the way. Now Dixon. Saints have switched up their defense a little bit as Cartwright fires a three, and it's good. 38-19. 2:30 left in the half. Keller, penetration, stops, 16-footer, no good. Salavea with the rebound. Outlet Maldonado. Maldonado drives over to the left side. Gets it back from Dixon, works on Pickens. Step back, 12-footer, short, rebound. Maldonado. Cartwright fakes the three, back to Maldonado. 2 minutes to go in the half. Salavea, pass too strong, and Ekstrom comes away with it. Ekstrom, 3-on-4. Albrecht fakes the three. Now she'll drive, she'll stop from 14. Too strong, offensive rebound. Albrecht takes it against Salavea, puts it up and in as she hits the floor. 38-21. Maldonado's going to walk it up, slow things down with 90 seconds to play, second quarter here in Helena. Right side. Now back to Maldonado. Ball fake left, pass right for Carter. A little two-man game, and the three on the way, no good. Rebound tip to Dixon, who puts it up and in, and it's 40-21.
That's something you love to see if you're Coach Bill Himmelberg, getting down there and getting the rebounds when the shots don't fall.
1 minute to play in the quarter. Screen and roll, pass tipped and stolen away by Dixon. Maldonado doing it all on defense and offense as Carter. One-hand pass over to Maldonado. 45 seconds to play in the half. 15 on the shot clock for the Providence Argos. Maldonado draws the contact. On the ground is the foul as Maldonado got around Albrecht. Pickens came over to help, draws the foul, her first. Isabel Erickson checks back in. 6'2" senior Jamie Pickens. Erickson, 6-foot redshirt sophomore from Broadview, played at Billings Central her senior year. Maldonado going to dribble out of trouble with a high dribble. 10 on the shot clock. We're under 30 to play in the quarter. Screen. Maldonado drives, baseline, double team. Tries to get it to anybody. Keller with the steal. Keller takes it all the way down the floor, misses the layup. Rebound, and a foul on the rebound. Push in the back from Izzy Erickson. Well, Keller had a look. Left it short on the layup with 11 seconds to go. Ekstrom's going to pressure the ball up the floor, as is Keller. So a little pressure by the Saints. 10 seconds. Carter. Maldonado wants it, top of the key, gets it with 2 to shoot. And the ball goes off of Pickens' foot with .4. So you can catch and shoot. You cannot make a basketball move in 4/10 of a second, depending on the scorekeeper. The clock operator. And there, Dixon not going to get it off. Halftime in Helena, and 16th ranked Providence all over number 6 Carroll. It's 40-21. We'll come back with the halftime after this on SWX.
Goes to a very special cause. Please join Carroll basketball to help towards
check, JC, check.
Providence men's coach J.C. Isaacson and his family. J.C.'s 7-month-old son Clay has been diagnosed with neonatal Marfan syndrome.
Oh, awesome.
Clay is one of only 35 neonatal Marfan syndrome patients in the U.S. and continues to have complications that require hospitalization in California and Colorado. So please help support this.
I appreciate that. Thank you for bringing the awareness.
Tickets. Thank you very much.
Jason Walker, DJ Bauer, halftime in Helena, and number 16 Providence leading number 6 Carroll 40-21. Joined now by the head men's coach from the University of Providence, a fixture in the Frontier, J.C. Isaacson, in his first season as the head coach. And welcome, coach. I know it's been a long first season for you. Take us through the team real quick.
Yeah, love our guys, love our team. We have brought a lot of guys back, retained pretty much everybody with eligibility from last year's squad, and added some pieces to it. And we can win any single game. We can also lose any single game, but we have the pieces, and we can beat anybody.
Well, the thing we wanted to bring to everybody's attention is you had twins, you and your wife, about 7 months ago, and we take a look at Clay and crew there. But Clay, a rare disease, Marfan disease. What is this?
Yeah, so Clay was born, kind of had a rough start to it. He was baby A, twin A, so he came out first, and came out blue and floppy is kind of the description of it, let out a cry, and then he had to be resuscitated right away. Before he was being resuscitated before his twin brother even came out, and then as soon as his brother came out, he was rushed down to the NICU and spent 22 days in there. And during that time, we found out that he was diagnosed with neonatal Marfan syndrome, which is the kind of more severe part of the spectrum of Marfan syndrome. Affects the connective tissue, so development in the eyes, lungs, heart. He's going to be tall, skinny, kind of gangly a little bit like that. But he's really had some issues with he has a heart condition and has had some respiratory issues, and that's kind of what we're navigating through right now.
You and your wife have a lot of love from the Frontier, and you can scan that QR code on your screen for the fundraiser for Clay and the family. But between California, Colorado, Montana, and you're without your wife for about a month or so, or longer.
Yeah, so Clay was hospitalized in December for 4 days with pneumonia. Got out, never kind of fully recovered, and then he caught RSV like kids do. And on January 2nd, we took him back into the emergency room, and he was admitted then, treated in Benefits in Great Falls, and he actually went into acute respiratory failure. His lung collapsed, and then he went into cardiac duress, and he was life-flighted down to Colorado Children's on the 8th, and they've been down there ever since. He's doing a lot better right now. The journey's not over. He's getting respiratory treatment, and heart surgery is in Clay's future. We knew that regardless. It was just kind of a matter of when, and we're right on that border, but we're looking forward to getting him home, getting him stronger. He had some surgeries down there already, and I think we're expecting frequent trips back to Colorado Children's Hospital, even as frequent as every 6 weeks for the foreseeable future.
Clay Isaacson, Marfan syndrome, just one of 35 in the entire country for neonatal. Make sure you click on that QR code. The Frontier is a family, Coach, and you're in our thoughts and prayers, as is your entire family. Thanks for joining us, and good luck today.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for sharing a story.
Providence leads Carroll. J.C. Isaacson joining us here at the half. Women's highlights coming up next. Halftime in Helena, Providence women leading Carroll 40-21. And I'm just shocked at what we've seen in this first half, DJ, and take us through the highlights here. Carroll started off pretty good, but then it's been all Providence.
Carroll got into their regular rhythm to start, and then Providence attacked with a game plan. And that game plan, as I mentioned before, was just shut them out where they're good, which is on the interior, which is where they like to do their work, by being fast, by being crafty, by being quick, and most importantly, executing. I mean, the box score tells the whole story here. Sure, we see a couple Carroll baskets here and there, but those were few and far between. They shot 31% from the field, which is way below what they usually do. Providence, meanwhile, was just unstoppable. 66% of their shots going in from the field. So that means the Argos are doubling them up, not just in the score, but in what they're shooting from the field.
Well, and a lot of it is, high quality shots, high percentage shots, both from the guards and the post, and just great passing, backdoor cuts. And right now, Providence is taking it to Carroll. They've out-rebounded the Saints, have the Argos 20-11. That's very uncharacteristic of a Rochelle Sayers squad when you've got Garrett Pickens out there.
Absolutely. And you mentioned it, another stat that really tells the story, 11 assists for the Argos to 2 for Carroll. So they've been smart. They've been finding the open looks down low. That's where they've been getting the easy points. Only 3 of their field goals from the field came from 3. So an impressive first half from the Argos in all facets.
100%. And the newcomer of the year in the Frontier, I think it's been decided, but Ashley Maldonado, she is pacing the way with 10. And Willa Albrecht has 8 to lead the way for the Saints. 40-21, halftime rolls on here in Helena on SWX. Good look there, Bill Himmelberg and his staff, Steph McDonough, Emily Maldonado, trying to figure out how to maintain a 40-21 lead. Jason Walker, DJ Bauer, and it's a battle here in Helena for sure between 2 top 16 teams in the nation and NAI. But I tell you what, coming up, it is the Golden Goat in Missoula. We have great crosstowns all across the state, but February 15th, DJ, Sentinel at Hellgate, the 6th year they've been doing the Golden Goat. Hellgate's won all 5 so far, but it's a big spirit week between the 2 schools. It's a lot of fun.
It's one of the most special things in the state of Montana, and I think what really made it so fun last year was finally bringing Big Sky into the games and putting in this rotation now. Whoever the loser is has to sit out a year. That's all the more, inspiration that you need for the students to really get your student cheer going for the week. So, that's going to be fantastic, as it is every year. Our SWX team does a fantastic job with that.
Well, and it's great, too, because you've got 4 really good basketball teams in the Sentinel boys and girls, the Hellgate boys and girls. And let's not forget how good the Big Sky boys and girls are this year, too. But Sentinel and Hellgate, it's a rivalry on the football field. It's a rivalry in the pool. and now it's a rivalry in basketball too, and I love it because, like I say, we have great crosstowns. We called the crosstown in Helena a couple weeks ago, another one coming up next week. But when you look at crosstown rivalries across the state, Montana, it's hard to find another state with as good of rivalries.
It's special. There's one in every city. You've got Butte and Butte Central. You've got all the Billings schools, all three of them in AA. You've got Bozeman, and you've got Gallatin now, with them coming into existence. You've got Flathead, and you've got Glacier. It's everywhere. It's infectious. I didn't even mention maybe the best one is Great Falls and CMR. I mean, there's fantastic. Anywhere you look across the Treasure State, crosstown is king.
It definitely is. Providence leads here over Carroll. What is the Carroll Saints? And by the way, that Golden Goat doubleheader coming up again, February 15th here on SWX. What does Providence need to do to maintain what they've been doing to Carroll so far?
Well, for one thing, they got to keep feeding the hot hand. I think Maldonado has proven why she is one of the best newcomers in this conference. Just so confident today on everything she's done, making great passes. Anytime she gets into a jam in the corner, she doesn't panic. She gets out in space and finds a way to develop a shot. And just those crafty cuts that they've been making. They've just been confounding this usually tight Carroll defense and getting these open looks. So continuing to do that, continuing to play fast and loose and just executing on the game plan is all they really need to do.
Switch it over to the Carroll side. 6th-ranked Saints, Rochelle Sayers. I've known Coach Sayers for over 10 years. I would have hated to have been in that halftime locker room. But what do you think that Carroll needs to do to get back into this game?
I imagine that she gave them a heck of a speech in that locker room because, Carroll's been down before. You're down 19 right now. They are never out of it. You can never count the Carroll Saints out. That's why they're the 6th-ranked team in the country. It's going to be getting those open looks once again on the interior. Get it to Pickens, get it to Garrett. That's where you're your best. Providence is playing lights-out defense on the perimeter. That hasn't worked at all. So you need to get in there, get physical, out-physical the Argos, which they haven't done all day. Try to get your body bumped. Try to get to the free throw line to get those extra points when you can. That's what I think the Saints need to do.
Albrecht, Keller, Garrett's, Pickens, and Ekstrom starting 5 for Carroll. And it'll be the 5 that have been getting the job done, really. Salavea had a great first quarter, quiet a little bit in the second quarter. Maldonado's been great. Dixon, Carter, and Colby Pemberton, who she's from Belt, but she is a lights-out shooter, and she's hadn't even attempted a shot today so far. So it'll be Providence ball as we get underway here at the PE Center, third quarter. And Maldonado, their first touch of the half. Now Dixon inside Salavea. Working on Pickens. Great crossover twice. And the lead is doubled again, 42-21. Now Garrett had 5 in that first half. Tries to go to work inside. No good, but offensive rebound, Willa Albrecht. Shot clock resets to 20 as Albrecht penetrates the free throw line. Now backs it out. Over to Ekstrom. Now inside Garrett's. Help defense from Maldonado forces the block shot. She is so quick. You don't even see her, and then all of a sudden she's in your picture. Albrecht will inbound with 8 on the shot clock. Carroll needing anything to get going offensively. Keller. She'll try the 10-footer to get it to drop. Big shot for the Saints.
And those 2 points were set up by an offensive rebound. That's another thing that Carroll needs to do in the second half to get back into it. Use your height, get those second chance opportunities you didn't get early on.
Dixon. Saints in a zone here in the third quarter. As Maldonado shredded the man defense in the first half. And she's got it up on top. 10 on the shot clock. Carter. Back to Maldonado. Around Keller. Around Ekstrom. To Salvea, and it's blocked by Pickens. Good defense for Carroll there. Now Keller trying to take over, misses that one a little bit short, and the rebound, Pemberton, outlet Maldonado. 8:30 to go in the third, 42-23, Providence taking it to Carroll here in Helena. Maldonado picks up the dribble, looks for help, gets it from Pemberton. Now Maldonado open for 3, little off the mark, and Albrecht tracks down the rebound. Now Ekstrom trying to take it coast to coast. She'll stop from about 10, missed it, and Salvea with the foul on the rebound. She didn't have the position. Gets called for her second as Lee will check in. 5'11" freshman. 10 Washington players on the roster for Coach Himmelberg and the Providence Argos. Albrecht penetrates into the paint. Back out to Garrett's inside to Pickens. And those two work so well together in the high-low, and it pays off for a bucket.
That was a rare sight today. What we just saw is clinical, typical Carroll basketball, something that they haven't had much of today.
Now they just need to get stops. And a great feed from Dixon. Pemberton cutting back door, knocks it down.
That finally gets her on the stat sheet with her first points of the game, and just more of those crafty cuts confuse the defense. They've been doing it all day.
Well, you can get open on the back door on his own, and that's what Pemberton did there. Now Albrecht looking to drive, gets back out extra. Free throw line, gets it to Garrett's. 10 on the shot clock for Keller. She'll go to work on Carter. She'll fire short. Garrett's gets the offensive rebound. It's knocked out of bounds by Lee. Stays with Carroll.
Carroll hasn't quite found its footing yet shooting the ball. Still trying to get that worked out, but they are looking better on keeping possession on their end.
Pickens on the inbound, missed everything, and good defense by Dixon. Forces the errant shot. Maldonado. 7 minutes to play in the third quarter. Providence up 44-25. Good closeout by Garrett's. Forces Lee to put it on the deck. She gets it back. Goes to Carter in the corner with 10 to shoot. And another back door. Good pass from Lee to Dixon. Missed it. But Pickens is going to get called for the bump on the rebound. That'll be her second. Team foul number 1 here in the quarter.
Jason, how many times have you just turned your head for a second, you look back and you see a Providence player open under the bucket?
98% of this game,
It's been wild.
Maldonado will inbound. Baseline. Bounce pass to Dixon. Hands it right back to Maldonado. She'll take it against Pickens. Not afraid. Hit the bottom of the backboard, and Pickens rips down the rebound. Now Addie Ekstrom. Tried to get it up the court. Lost the handle. Gets it back. Fires it over to Keller. Keller brings it middle of the floor. Inside Garrett's. Great position. Too strong on the shot. Good defense by Lee. And now Maldonado back with it. 6:15 to go in the third. Carter baseline, fouled by Albrecht, but she was wide open, DJ, on that baseline. Got behind the zone and heads to the free throw line. Another look at it there, and there wasn't much Albrecht could do as Monique Carter will head to the free throw line.
It's tough. What do you do whenever you change up the scheming at halftime, you go from man to zone, and Providence is still finding a way to expose the holes in it?
It's all Argos at this point, leading 44-25 as Carter's first free throw is up and good. Providence down to 61% from the field. Carroll at 29%. There's a big difference in the ballgame right there. You can talk about threes, free throws, all of that as Carter goes 1 out of 2. But if you're not making shots, you're not going to win a lot of ball games. Got to score to win in the game of hoops. And that pass tipped by Maldonado. Again, the quick hands, DJ. She's forcing another turnover. Maldonado. Dixon up on top. She'll drive on Pickens. Stop. Shovel it off to Pemberton. Back to Maldonado. 12 to shoot. Maldonado takes it into the paint, backs it back out. Pemberton, the forced pass errantly, but the foul is going to go on Carroll. And that'll be on Garrett's. That'll be her second. So Garrett's and Pickens each with 2 for the Saints, and that's a third team foul on Carroll here in the third as Salvea checks back in. Inbound Carter. Dixon, handoff. Maldonado got around. We got bodies hitting the floor everywhere. Shot missed by Lee. I'm glad I wasn't on radio trying to describe that. You could watch it. This Albrecht drives baseline, dribbles it back out and gets it to Ekstrom. Now Keller. She'll drive. The layup partially blocked by Dixon, who came over to help. Dixon running the floor, gets it to Lee. Lee waits for trouble. Count it. Foul coming. And a free throw coming as well. And that foul's going to go on Albrecht, who all of a sudden picks up her second quick one.
Just anything you can do to play good, clean, routine basketball, they're doing it today.
They are, and Providence with the lead, 47-25. Free throw coming up, chance for a three-point play. Well, the best seats in the house, those might be it here at Carroll, but right now it's whoever's sitting on the Providence bench, because they have a 47-25 lead due the Argos over the 6th-ranked team in the nation. Looking for the upset, looking to even the season series, more importantly, DJ, because whoever wins that third game would have the tiebreak. Carroll looking to get back into this game, and whatever they do, Providence is countering times 10.
It's wild to think about the adjustments that Carroll tried making at halftime. We saw them switch to his own defense. We saw them try to get more in position offensively to get those rebounds and things, and Providence has been able to counter it. They had a game plan, and they've done everything to a T.
And Lee makes the three-point play. The lead is 23, 48-25. 5 minutes to go in the third. Albrecht penetrates, puts it up, draws the foul, and she'll shoot a couple of free throws. Well, if you're the Carroll guards, that's what you need to do. I know you want to get it to Pickens. I know you want to get it to Garrett's, but you've got to start creating some opportunities for yourself and the rest of the team. And maybe, as you look at it again, open it up offensively, and that foul on Salvea is her third.
Well, that's what I said they need to do, is they need to be physical. They need to get down into the post and get those dirty shots. You're not always going to be able to get all of them to fall through, but if you can draw contact, you'll give yourself a chance at the line. So they need to do more of that.
Albrecht, the redshirt junior out of Billings, transferred from the University of Montana, hits the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2. Saints with a little pressure now in the backcourt. It's like a 1-2-2 trap zone as Providence up ahead Dixon. She'll fire it over to Carter. Quick ball fake. Now she'll drive on Albrecht. Puts it up. No good. Rebound. We're going to get a held ball. That'll be Carroll basketball. That's what Carroll needs, is defensive stops.
I like Sayers going to the trap zone there. Try something different. Just find something that can work, and that's a good way to do it. Find a way to confuse this Providence offense, which is something you haven't been able to do all day.
You got a bunch of freshmen out there beating upperclassmen right now. Keller now gets it back from Pickens. She'll fire a deep three, and it's good. Huge three for Kendall Keller to have her Blue Pony lead down to 18.
That's only the second made three for Carroll all day. If they can get more looks like that, you got to take them.
That was good ball movement. As Carter, no good. Pickens with the rebound. 2 straight stops for Carroll. Extra penetration, kick out. And that is exactly what we just talked about. Albrecht once again taking it baseline, drawing the foul, and heads back to the free throw line.
This feels like the first time all game where Carroll has had momentum.
Yes, I would agree. Carroll's largest lead, 2. We were tied 3 times in that first half. 6-6 was the last, and it's been all Providence since, as Albrecht misses the first off the back of the iron. It's 18-8 Providence after 1, 40-21 at the half. Carroll outscoring Providence 9-8 as Albrecht missed them both. Here in the third, Dixon with a rebound. 3:40 to go in the quarter. Saints have had a couple of defensive stops in a row. Can they get another? Double screen comes. Maldonado, and good defense from Pickens. She almost baited Maldonado into that pass. And then knocked out of bounds by Talia Lee in front of the Carroll student section. It'll stay with the Saints as Erica Nesson's going to check in for Carroll. And Addie Ekstrom's going to get a breather. Colby Pimperton in for Providence. Her sister had a pretty nice career in an Argo uniform. A lot of family connections with both of these teams. Of course, Keller's mom and dad played at Carroll. And Pickens gets trucked by Cartwright, whose older sister Kennedy graduated last spring for the Argos. So you can name almost any player on the team and find a connection with their family to one of these two schools.
That's what I love about Montana. If two people have the same last name, there's a decent chance they're related.
As Nesson, that pass is kicked by Pimperton. It'll stay with Carroll. You know, it's funny, I was talking to Isabel Erickson from Carroll earlier before the game started and asked her if she's related to the Ericksons from Saco, Whitewater, Hinsdale. And she said, actually, no, I'm not. So one of the rarities, and an offensive foul on Jamie Pickens. Or check that. That'll go on Kendall Keller. So her second. Pickens stays with 2. That's a big,
huge call.
Huge call there for Rochelle Sayers and the Saints. 48-30, 3:07 to play. Maldonado around Keller, layup, missed it too strong. Pickens with the rebound, ripped away by Dixon. She missed it. Now the ball loose and Kendall Keller comes away with it. Nesson has yet to shoot. Well, really anybody from Carroll's really yet to get on track. Pickens, turnaround 13-footer is good.
This is what Carroll needs to do. They've now made 4 consecutive stops on the defensive end. They need to stop shooting themselves in the foot on the offensive end, missed free throws, offensive fouls, and do more of that.
Dixon up on top. Maldonado, right elbow. Shifts it over to Cartwright, back to Maldonado. Speaking of connections, sister Emily, an All-America a few years ago. Pimperton with the shot clock expiring, missed it short. Good defense by the Saints results in another missed opportunity on the offensive end for the Argos. And now the Saints looking to capitalize again with 2 minutes to play in the third. Keller directs traffic. Screen from Garretts. Keller penetrates, stops, 14-footer. She's fouled. She'll head to the free throw line. And Keller and Albrecht right now really, DJ, are the ones really taking control of this game offensively for the Saints.
It's still a 16-point deficit, but it feels like a game again. It feels like Carroll is finally starting to find a little bit of that rhythm. And as you mentioned, that's been letting the guards go to work, try to make, the shots that they usually try making, those jumpers and getting into the lane and things like that, and draw the contact. Now what they need to do now is execute on their free throws if they're going to get back into it. This is a team that shoots 79% from the free throw line this year, but it's just 4 of 8 today.
I was literally just looking at my stat sheet to look that up. Great minds think alike. Keller hits the first. 90% free throw shooter on the year coming into today's game. She goes 2 out of 2. She'll take a breather, Ekstrom in. Keller up to 10 points now. And it's 48-34. Saints have cut it to a couple of touchdowns with the extra points. Albrecht also with 10. Pickens thus far 8. And she looks for her 14th double-double of the season. That pressure for the Saints, forcing a turnover. So a little out of control for Providence. And again, going back, that pressure bringing it up the floor. And that is 6 straight possessions stops for the Saints.
And I was just going to mention that. So you're right. Great minds do think alike, Jason.
That's right. Albrecht took a forearm shiver to the neck. Now Ekstrom lobs it inside. Garrett's working on Dixon, draws the foul. Well, Carroll's starting to assert itself a little bit on that offensive end. They seem more in rhythm.
Yeah, rhythm is the exact word I was going to use. They had none of that, no consistency in the first half, and now we're seeing get a stop on defense, draw a foul on offense. Get a stop on defense, draw a foul on offense. You know, it's kind of a slow and painful way to chip away at the lead, but it's working.
Garrett's 85% free throw shooter. Misses the front end of the 2-shot foul, and it's interesting. If you look at her setup, it comes directly from former head men's coach Carson Cunningham. You line up with the back foot right behind your front foot, and the Saints men, when Carson Cunningham was the coach, and even under Kurt Paulson, great free throw shooting team, usually in the top 5 in the country. And the women adapted that. And again, the pressure by the Saints. The lead is 13 for Providence. Pemberton, now Carter. And the Saints doing a lot of this with Maldonado on the bench, resting her up for the 4th. Dixon tried to lob it down to Silvea. It was partially tipped, and then Nesson's going to be whistled for the foul on the loose ball. It'll be her first, and free throws for Kiana Salvea.
It's interesting to see the little adjustments that this Carroll defense makes. You see they're going back to the man because the zone wasn't working to start, but they're just doing it more aggressively than they did at the start of the game with the traps and, you know, getting those errant passes that cause them to rush and create errors.
Free throws, both of them good for Silvea. Carroll right now on a little 10-3 run over the last couple of minutes. 1 minute to go in the third. Albrecht up to 10 points. Now Pickens has it. Garrett's drives, layup short. Dixon rebound. And Garrett's almost a little too frisky there on the rebound attempt. 40 seconds to go, 20 on the shot clock. That is Carter, Monique Carter. Quick, got into a little trouble. Gets it out to Dixon, 10 to shoot, 30 seconds to go in the quarter. Silvea got good position, and then good defense from the help side. Willa Albrecht with the steal. Saints in transition, a 3-on-1. Pickens wanted it. The Saints will hold for the final shot now with 14 seconds to shoot. Albrecht, free throw line, left elbow. Over to Pickens, 5 to shoot. Pickens is going to go to work. Pickens double team, turns, fires, missed it. Dixon with the rebound at the end of 3. Well, Carroll making a little bit of a run, outscoring Providence 14-10 in that third. Saints still trail by 15, heading to the final quarter here on SWX. Today's matchup brought to you in part by the Frontier Conference. The Frontier Conference, since 1934, promoting academic and athletic excellence. Jason Walker alongside DJ Bauer, 50-35. Providence with the lead over Carroll as we start the fourth quarter. Maldonado back out there, and a late whistle and a foul is going to be called, a push. I believe that was on Nesson. That'll be her second. Maldonado, or Carter rather, the beneficiary of that foul. So the Providence Argos will inbound. It'll be Pemberton. Lob up on top for Maldonado. Maldonado drives, missed it. Pickens with the rebound. Saints defense has really tightened up here in the second half, still trailing by 15. Ekstrom to Garrett's. A little shimmy shake. Tried to get it to Pickens, does. 12 to shoot, back out Garrett's. Surveys the floor, and now Albrecht is 7 on the shot clock. Pickens had the position, and then Silvea with better defense forces the turnover. That is the 7th turnover on Carroll with 9 minutes to play. Saints ramping up the defense as Dixon will try a three. It's no good. And Garrett's with the rebound.
The Carroll's playing half of a really good second half. Scoring drought for Providence. They haven't had a field goal in the last 7 minutes, but Carroll's just not getting it done on the offensive end. They're playing half a good basketball game right now.
And another turnover, 2 in a row. And up ahead, Dixon's going to lose the handle pass a little too far in front for the sophomore from Washington. And let's not forget, Providence, too, is doing this without one of their better players, McKenna Regier. The freshman of the year last year in the Frontier is on the bench with a high ankle sprain, her right ankle in a boot, and she'll be back. But Regier suffered a serious injury last year that forced her to miss half the season, and she's missed the last couple of games for the Argos. Keller, no good. Rebound, Garrett's tips it onto the floor, picked up by Pemberton, shoveled off into the hands of Dixon. The Providence defense getting stops, although its offense has gone stagnant, I would say, here, as you mentioned, as Silvea and Garrett's collide, and Garrett's is going to get called for that. That's like a defensive pass interference.
That's another important thing for Providence, is that even though their offense has gone ice cold here over the last 7 minutes and counting, they're not letting Carroll get back into it because they're doing the necessary things, drawing fouls on offense, and then getting turnovers on defense.
Foul on Garrett's, her third, second of the quarter for Carroll. Dixon on the wing, back to Maldonado. She'll dribble up on top. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Ekstrom on defense. Maldonado to Carter, double teamed in the corner, and traveled with it. Tried to force it up with 2 on the shot clock, so Carroll's defense forces the turnover. And Isabel Erickson will check back in for the Saints. Redshirt sophomore from Billings Central.
And it's moments like this where Carroll has to capitalize. Your defense has played so well over the last quarter and a half, and offense just hasn't been able to do anything with it.
Albrecht, who has been a spark plug here in the second half. Now Erickson, former Broadview Lavina Pirate. Keller has it. Pickens sets a screen. Keller, kick out. Erickson, passed up the wide open 3. 8 on the shot clock. Pickens against Silvea. Pickens goes to work, puts it up and in. She's now with 10 points, I believe. And the lead cut to 13. Maldonado slows things down. 7:08 to play here at the PE Center. Men's game coming up following this one. As Maldonado penetrates into the paint, puts it up and in. Addie Ekstrom played very good defense. Maldonado just a little bit better on the offensive end. Lead back to 15, 52-37. Saints come in averaging over 63 points per game. And another turnover on the pass, a steal by Maldonado.
She has just been everywhere today, just with her speed and her reflexes and everything. She's only got 11 points today, but she has had a much bigger impact than that when you see everything that she's done, setting up players and doing things on defense.
100%. And she'll drive and draw the foul. You know, Carroll's offense averaging 66 points, giving up just 57. They've got a long way to go offensively to get to that. But defensively, they've got to clamp down. These two were both scored into the 60s as Megan Karstetter checks in, a sophomore from Moses Lake, Washington. Lee back in for Providence, and Maldonado to the free throw line. When you look at Maldonado, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 12 points, make it 13. And a couple of steals as well. Makes them both. The lead 17 again, 54-37. Providence 50% from the floor, Carroll 31%. Neither team has shot it well from beyond the arc. As Albrecht inside. Karstetter, she'll kick it out to Ekstrom, 13 to shoot. Keller takes the 3, back iron. It goes in, but it hit the stanchion, and so that does not count. That is bad home luck there.
That's one of those things in the rule book that they need to change where it should count because it looked cool.
Well, if that's the case, I might have had a career in broadcasting. Maldonado, 5:45 to go. She's so quick as the pass to Lee. Banks in the 3, and she covers her mouth. Hey, Banks open in Helena on Saturday, and that one drops in, the lead back to 20. Can Carroll make a run with 5:30 to go? Keller's going to try it, missed it, rebound, tipped out of bounds as Keller takes out Selby, our camera girl, down on the baseline. But tell you what, Selby's she's tougher, she's the most tough on this crew than anybody we have. Selby will be all right. She just gave the hang tough, I'm good slogan, or hand gesture to the official. It was nice of the official to check on Selby. In Brown, Karstetter, now Albrecht, corner 3, in and out. Dixon, big rebound. Carter brings it into the front court with 5:15 to play. Providence was upset by Rocky on Thursday night. This would be a big win and even the season series against the Saints. 10 on the shot clock. And wide open Dixon. How does anybody get that wide open on a basketball floor? I don't know, but she did. And we get a timeout on the floor. 4:47 to play in Helena. It's the Argos 59, the Saints 37 here on SWX.
Maldonado.
Maldonado, yeah.
$25.
12.
Show the replay of Selby's camp.
(59-37), 16th ranked Argos leading number 6 Carroll here in Frontier Conference action at the PE Center in Helena. Jason Walker, DJ Bauer, and it has been all Providence. Carroll made a little bit of a run, but Providence has answered back in a big hurry. And Man, 22-point lead with 4:47 to go. I'm not a mathematician, but that's a lot of points in a short amount of time that Carroll needs.
That'll be tough to overcome. And, you know, for Carroll, you look at it as a missed opportunity. Providence cooled down for a while there. They did not have a field goal for about an 8-minute stretch. And in that entire time, Carroll has mustered 2 points in the fourth quarter. So they had their chances, and they just couldn't do anything offensively to capitalize.
Got it down to 13, lead back up to 22. Thanks in large part to Ashley Maldonado getting back on the floor here in the fourth as Keller looks for Garrett's. Pickens, her entry pass to Pickens, stolen away by Maddie Dixon, who's having a fantastic basketball game here for Bill Himmelberg's Providence Argos. Maldonado working against the screen, or out of the screen. Dixon wide open again. That one she missed. Keller with the rebound. Keller quickly into the front court. Pickens going to fire a three off the mark. Saints with 4 minutes to go look like they're in panic mode. And really, Carroll's looked almost in panic mode since the get-go today.
That three by Pickens there kind of felt a little bit like waving the white flag. That's not a shot she usually takes, just kind of rushed it. And Providence firmly has their foot on the gas.
10 to shoot. Nesson falls down. Shot missed. Pickens with the rebound. Her 8th of the game. She'll work on Dixon in the paint. Shot short. Rebound tipped by Dixon and into the hands of Maldonado. So does the double-double streak come to an end? That's one thing to look at for Jamie Pickens. While Maldonado just continues to lead the way for the Argos, along with Dixon. Lee wide open three, no good. Pickens with the rebound. Saints have looked tired today, as Keller penetrates and dribbles it back out. 3 minutes to go here in Helena. Keller, the drive, the layup, got it to go. You know, Providence is content to give up those two-pointers, I believe, as Keller tallies her 11th point of this game. 3 players in double figures for Carroll, 2 for the Argos, as Maldonado can't convert, and Albrecht with the rebound, and Carroll quickly in transition. Keller, Nesson. I don't think Nesson's even taken a shot yet. That ball kicked. It'll stay, and we're going to get a timeout with 2:23 to go. 59-39 the score, and we'll stay here with this one. But, man, if this score continues and it's a 20-point lead for the Argos, give all the credit to Bill Himmelberg and his staff for the game plan they came into Helena with today.
I mean, when you have a veteran coach like that, you know you're always going to at least give yourself a chance. And something that I really like about these Argos, they're road warriors. They win this game, they're going to be 4-0 on the road this year.
Yep.
So they are not intimidated by opposing environments. And this maybe is as intimidating as they get in the Frontier Conference, knowing the history just behind this building, behind these teams that Carroll fields every year. They've won the Frontier Conference. You know, 3 of the last 4 years, they were 6-0 in conference play heading into today. Providence did not feel anything in regards to that. They came in here, like you mentioned, with a game plan. They executed to the best of their ability, even when they went cold on offense. They didn't let the chills come on defense. So anything that could go their way went their way because of what they were able to bring into the building today.
Let's look ahead to later today, the Providence and Carroll men. Our next broadcast coming up here on SWX today. This is going to be a good one. You've got the Saints, who were tied with Tech on top of the Frontier. A game behind is Providence, and I don't know if a lot of people expected Providence to be as good as they have been this year after Steve Keller's retirement. Made a run to the Frontier Championship game where they lost to Tech last year, but J.C. Isaacson, the assistant coach, picked up right where Keller left off, and when you have Kenny Curtis and Davian Harris-Williams, I mean, you're going to do some good things, and that Providence men's team are going to have to contain or try to contain as much as they can Andrew Cook and the Saints today. And that'll be a fun one coming up after this, as Albrecht, quick three, no good, rebound Salvea. 2:13 to go, 59-39. Saints coming with any pressure they can, and Garrett's knocks that one out of bounds. This is the lowest point total for Carroll in quite some time. Lowest point total of the year. If I can read right.
You can. 49 was their lowest before in a win against Grace, Indiana. So
6 on the shot clock. Maldonado skips it over to Lee. Cross court 3 at the buzzer. No good. Offensive rebound. Cameron Cartwright puts it up and in, and it's a 22-point lead with 100 seconds to play. So Providence going to improve to 5-2. Carroll will fall to 6-1 in the Frontier. And I know it's still a game back, but it's going to feel like it's tied now. It really will. And it gives the rest of the Frontier a little bit of hope moving through the final 11 games. And a blocking foul as Nesson got over a schmidge too late, or a skosh, or a touch. Smidgen too late.
And I gotta say, with this result, that's going to make the rubber match on February 15th between these two teams all the more important.
Yep, it will. Caitlin Heidemann checks in, a 5'5" sophomore for Providence, as the team's starting to go to the bench here. Ellie Denny, 5'9" freshman, Liberty High School. Same high school as her older sister, Christine Denny, who graduated last year from Carroll. Also wore number 10. And you might remember the name if you're a Frontier fan, Match Burnham. Played here at Carroll College, was part of that national championship runner-up team back in 2019. As Savea hits them both. Checking in for her will be Carrie Taylor, 5'8" freshman from Opine, Montana. Played her high school ball at Scobie Opine. Elliot Henson, I believe, for Carroll. Claire Converse in. Isabel Erickson. Elliot Hens not on the floor. That is Isabel Erickson. Minute to go, 63-39 as Karstetter misses. Rebound tipped around and saved, and then Erickson was falling down as Nesson tried to pass it to her, so it'll be a turnover on the Saints. As Bill Himmelberg sends in Shania Gardapi at a CMR. And Casey Christensen from CMR also checking in. Haley Smith from Charlotte, Montana will check in as well. Did I get them all? So Providence is going to come in and get the upset. And that'll ease the pain of Thursday's loss a little bit to Rocky. 15 on the shot clock. Argos by 24. Nesson almost got the steal. Ball loose on the floor, still loose, and Nesson finally does get the steal. Now Denny bounces it off to Erickson on the post. Down inside, Erickson fouled. Saints gonna fall to 15-4, see a 6-game win streak come to an end. 23.8 to play. Erickson. First free throw is up and off the back iron, too strong. Mentioned Christine and Ellie Denny on the Ellie, the younger, on the floor. Their cousin plays volleyball for Mo Boyle and the Saints. 20 seconds to go. Saints with pressure. Gardapi will shovel it across half court to Christensen. Argos could just dribble this one out. And a big win for the Providence Argos as they come into Carroll and get the victory, 63-40, your final score, snapping the Saints' 6-game win streak and making the Frontier race even tighter. Carroll's going to fall to 6-1, Providence 5-2 in the Frontier after today. And a fantastic basketball game by Bill Himmelberg and his squad, as Ashley Maldonado the newcomer of the year in the Frontier. You can just give it to her now, honestly. And she's got a case for player of the year in the Frontier. There's a long way to go, DJ, but she is our player of the game.
No question about it. At 14 points, you take a look at that in the box score, you say, oh, she had a good game. Doesn't tell the whole story. She had a fantastic game. She was everywhere that she needed to be on every possession, had 9 rebounds, had 8 assists, had a couple of steals, and just unbelievable how much of her fluid play was able to get these Argos to execute their game plan and come out with a huge victory on the road.
Congratulations to Bill Himmelberg and the squad for our entire SWX crew. And DJ Bauer, I'm Jason Walker. Providence wins at 63-40 on the women's side. We still have men's action coming your way shortly. Thanks for watching SWX.